I think you should carefully consider before deciding to buy a house near the beach. You can't predict when a tsunami might strike, submerging your home in a violent sea with no escape. Tsunamis have the potential to cause terrifying and catastrophic consequences, forcing you to face unimaginable destruction. And one of the most terrifying consequences of ice avalanches is the creation of the most dangerous tsunamis. Tsunamis are known as the ultimate expression of nature's power, and when this fury rises, it is truly perilous. The speed at which tsunamis travel is immense and swift, allowing them to inundate coastal areas with severe destruction. The places they pass through are always left in a state of horrifying ruin and devastation. Oh my God! Tsunamis can sweep away everything in their path, from homes to infrastructure, leaving unimaginable destruction. They cause enormous losses in terms of lives and property, disrupting the lives of thousands in an instant. The power of tsunamis is not only a testament to the ferocity of nature, but also a reminder of the unexpected and terrifying impact it can bring. Once a disaster erupts with unpredictable and devastating intensity, it is beyond control. Oh my God! The raging floodwaters rush down from the mountains like a giant monster, determined to engulf the entire city. Everything around is devastated by severe landslides, creating a scene of danger and desolation. Perhaps yesterday's heavy rain has left the most serious consequences, as it created an ongoing disaster that we have yet to fully grasp. The torrential downpour led to severe flooding, causing devastation that we will have to deal with for a long time. Flooding is one of the most devastating natural disasters that can have severe consequences for humanity. When floods occur, they bring unpredictable outcomes such as sweeping away homes and property, polluting the environment, disrupting agricultural production, and even endangering human lives. If you find this moment terrifying, leave a 1 in the comments below. Let's dive into understanding one of the most devastating disasters, flooding. The primary cause of a flood is usually the excessive accumulation of rainwater, often due to prolonged heavy rainfall, storms, or the rapid melting of snow. These factors result in rivers, lakes, and low-lying areas being unable to contain the water, leading to overflow and flooding. The consequences of a flood can be devastating and catastrophic. First, floodwaters can submerge entire residential areas, destroying homes, infrastructure, and critical structures such as bridges and drainage systems. Household items and personal belongings are often swept away or severely damaged. The destruction doesn't stop at material damage. Floods not only cause soil erosion, destroy crops, and damage farming systems, but they also lead to severe losses in food supply, threatening the livelihoods of the people. Vast forests are submerged in floodwaters, posing a serious threat to entire ecosystems. Additionally, water pollution increases the risk of outbreaks of other dangerous waterborne diseases. The consequences of flooding can be truly terrifying, especially when dams are under immense pressure from the wrath of nature. Originally built to control water flow and prevent flooding, these dams now face a serious threat. After being relentlessly battered by floodwaters for an extended period, their once solid structures seem to be reaching their limits, with signs of collapse beginning to appear. When dams can no longer withstand the pressure, they may rupture, unleashing a massive amount of water in the blink of an eye. This scene not only causes severe destruction downstream, but also triggers a humanitarian crisis as surrounding areas are submerged and destroyed. The dam's collapse worsens the situation, increasing the level of devastation and spreading deep fear throughout the affected communities. Landslides are one of the most terrifying consequences left behind by floods, as water seeps deep into the soil and rocks, creating devastating disasters that could occur in the future. Terrifying sight! As the floodwaters rush through mountainous areas, the immense power of the water weakens the underlying soil and rock. The once solid hillsides become fragile and prone to collapse. Debris, including trees and buildings, is swept away and crashes down with unstoppable force, obliterating everything in its path. Layers of soil and rock are severely eroded, carried away by the powerful current. This scene is truly horrifying, as the destructive force of landslides rivals that of the raging floods. Hold on a moment. If you find the moments we've shared interesting and valuable, please hit the subscribe button or give us a like to let us know your thoughts. Oh my God! It's truly terrifying to witness this scene. The once sturdy road is now splitting apart under the pressure of the landslide. In just a few hours, the initial cracks in the road have widened, splitting open like deep wounds. Trees along the road, once firmly rooted in the ground, can no longer hold their ground. They are slowly sliding down, dragging soil and debris with them, creating a severe landslide. The crackling sounds of breaking branches and the crumbling of rocks echo everywhere, intensifying the panic and fear among those witnessing the destruction. Roadways are torn apart, bridges are swept away, and villages are suddenly cut off. Landslides not only destroy property, but also pose a direct threat to the lives of thousands, leaving a pervasive sense of fear in their wake. And it doesn't stop there! The terrifying torrents from the landslides continue to pour down, like raging waves tearing apart everything in their path. Debris, mud, and trees are swept along with the flow, crashing down on the villages at the foot of the hill. The scene is unbelievable, as if nature is unleashing all its fury on innocent people. The ground shakes, and the roar of falling debris echoes, creating a horrifying spectacle that anyone who witnesses it will never forget. Even this road is suffering the most severe devastation. Sections of it are torn apart and scarred, making travel extremely dangerous for the residents. Every step is fraught with risk, with deep cracks in the road from which muddy floodwater flows, mingling with large and small stones that have fallen from the mountains. The scene is truly horrifying, turning going outside into a challenging and perilous ordeal. Next, let's explore the beautiful ice fragments that hide terrifying power. Though they may appear serene and alluring, don't be deceived by their appearance, as they carry dangers that nature can unleash. All right. When massive icebergs collapse, the primary cause is usually the increase in global temperatures melting the ice layers, combined with the pressure from the ever-growing ice mass. This collapse releases a massive amount of water into the ocean, creating gigantic waves that can devastate coastlines and cause severe flooding. The consequences of this collapse are not just violent waves. The rapid melting of ice also contributes to rising sea levels, threatening coastal areas and major cities with increasing flood risks. Additionally, the changes in the habitats of wildlife, such as the loss of habitat for polar bears and seals, represent a serious consequence as well. The sight of melting ice is not only a sign of climate change, but also a serious warning about the impact of human activity on our planet. Something's wrong up ahead! The man quickly noticed a large rock sliding past his rearview mirror, which would have pushed him off the cliff if he had driven over it seconds later. Luckily, there was only him and the orange pickup truck there. There was no one else around. Oh my goodness! Look at the tornado in Mount Vernon did to her beautiful backyard. Was it because of my special love for my backyard that the tornado came and blew everything away like that? Please leave a number 1 to let us know that you will stay with us until the end of this video. After the rocks fell, the land became cracked and filled with stone dust. Large and small rocks are scattered everywhere, completely altering the previous natural landscape. A storm swept across the pristine beach in Vardena, Sochi, bringing with it the fierce power of the sea. Strong winds brought heavy rains, causing the sea surface to become choppy and sometimes undulating. A man was driving on a mountain road as usual to work when suddenly the mountain started to landslide, with rocks falling down from the cliffs above. Fortunately, the man in the car escaped this situation without any damage to his vehicle. Landslides in the hills of western Cambodia have caused serious damage, as large blocks of land collapsed and swept away everything in their path. On the contrary, a bridge at Sari Kosor stands resilient amidst the raging floodwaters, creating a striking scene. Meanwhile, a tornado in southern Louisiana is advancing, threatening to sweep away homes and residents' property. A coal mine collapse in Alxa Banner, Inner Mongolia, has resulted in a heartbreaking scene with crushed cars buried under a massive landslide. On a beautiful day, these two couples went for a walk along the branches of the Vannon River near their home and suddenly noticed debris falling from the cliffside. Moments later, a massive rock indeed tumbled down, causing large waves, and they quickly reacted by leaving the forest area. The sea waves shattered the glass door of a restaurant in Arenzano. Despite preparations for the wave, it was too powerful and swept everything away. Stromboli, the sovereign of the volcanic island, asserted its power once again with a powerful eruption, unleashing enormous lava fountains from its crater, shaking the narrow landmass of the island. A young man named Modon just recorded a lightning strike about 400 meters away from him. Unfortunately, this incident was not reported in the weather bulletin or on satellite radar. The next day, Modon still had ringing in his ears. A natural arch formed to separate two large boulders, and here's what happened next. A woman captured this horrifying scene while she was sitting on the bus. Everyone on board was shocked by the terrifying sight they witnessed. The village in the Bahamas once dazzled with its beauty, but now lies in ruins, with all its houses swept away by the flood. Have you ever witnessed a storm with red lightning and winds blowing over 100 miles per hour? Here's a video captured by residents showing the scene of red lightning. Let's watch it together. After the flood in the city of Bagan, a man narrowly escaped death by a hair's breadth. If you are buried in an avalanche, you are almost unable to dig yourself out. During an avalanche, friction heats up the snow, causing it to melt slightly. When the avalanche stops, the snow refreezes, solidifying like concrete. That's why if you are completely buried, you need others to find and dig you out. Nothing beats a stunningly relaxing waterfall. Let's admire the breathtaking natural scenery of Chandratal Lake, a gem of Himachal Pradesh. The path to the lake, where soft sunlight gently illuminates the clear blue water surface. These two men exerted all their strength, attempting to push a gigantic boulder from the mountaintop down below, navigating the treacherous cliffs. A devastating flood has swept through, taking an entire village into the depths of destruction. The scene here is truly terrifying. The hydroelectric dam stands tall like an architectural marvel, dominating a large part of the valley with a powerful river flowing through. Towering columns and spillway systems create an impressive landscape. Perhaps you didn't know that the optimal conditions for skiing also pose the highest risk of avalanches. An avalanche occurred at Schaffberg after a group of people were skiing there.